Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimad Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Rishatarine Namaste Saraswati
welcome back. So today is the second day of this small presentation called Write and Be Happy, Freeing a Writer Within. Yesterday we discussed the Write and Be Happy part. We concluded that writing can make us happy. Srila Prabhupada gave so many quotes. Some of devotees who were listening here and attending the presentation, they confirmed that writing actually indeed makes them feeling relieved, light, happy, satisfied from within. And there are so many other purposes of writing. For preaching purpose, to please Srila Prabhupada, to please Shri Guru Parampara, to please Lord Gauranga, for self purification, for our own benefit. And in the second part, in the evening after Gaurati, we gave a few exercises to devotees to just try to write something. We had 3 examples, 3 exercises. One was free writing, when devotees would just find a piece of paper and sit down, ideally time themselves, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, and then just write a title, what they want to write about, a topic, and then close the eyes, meditate shortly, and then just pour it on the paper without stopping for 5, 7, 10 minutes. Then the next exercise was ekphrasis. This is when devotees look at the picture. For example, we did this with Krishna Kshetra Swami. He asked us to find a picture of baby Krishna and try to just write based on that picture. Either dialogue of Nanda Maharaj and Krishna, or whatever else comes up while seeing this picture, we can just put it on the paper and write. This is well-known technique in the world of writing. And the third one was reflection, where we would choose a section of the Bhagavatam, a verse, a few purports, or even a few sentences, and then write something, write our thoughts about it, try to explain it in our own words to someone else, just to make it more closer to the audience to whom we are writing. I'm not sure if someone of you tried to write something yesterday. Mataji, yes? You wrote? Wonderful. Prabhu, you? You too. I also wrote just a small paper, a prayer to Lord Nrsingadev. Would you like to share your experience, or what happened while you were trying to write, when you wrote it, or whatever else?
Ich sitze eigentlich hier, weil mein Guru mir den Auftrag gegeben hat, ein Buch zu schreiben. Und ich hatte sonst immer Gedichte geschrieben, also viel für ihn, für Krishna, für Sringadev und ja, und was so anlag an irgendwelchen Festen. Aber ich habe jetzt schon eine ganze Weile nichts geschrieben, und dadurch, dass ich aber den Auftrag habe von meinem Guru, bin ich hier und denke, dass ich da vielleicht irgendwelche Dinge mitnehmen kann, die ich dafür verwenden kann zum Buchschreiben. Ja.
Thank you.
Yeah, I wrote a story about 1.5 pages, and I had a time limit for myself, 15 minutes. and then I wrote in a hurry because the 15 minutes were too little for the story. And I wrote it in English. I don't know why, because we were speaking here in English maybe. And I wrote about the dog in Simhachalam, Nano, which you all know, or which most of you know. Yeah. So it is not, but he's a devotee dog, and I think a devotee dog, and I also wrote that maybe you never know what he will become in his next life, and that we have to appreciate each soul, and that I think that he's an old or wise soul, because when he was looking at me, in his eyes he had such an expression I cannot describe. I just think that he is a very wise dog, and that we have to treat every living entity very good, or very,
Wonderful.
like we would be treated ourselves. So this was the 1.5 pages I wrote.
Thank you.
I actually already planned for quite some years now to write. So for me it was I don't know, like an invitation to start doing this. I just wanted to write something about my spiritual experiences and about my spiritual journey. And so I just started writing what I feel about this, what I like a diary entry, more or less.
Wonderful, wonderful. Thank you. Yeah, I'm happy to hear that some of you wrote something, and that's encouraging. And I thought that today we might wanna try to write something here in the temple room. So I have some papers and pens behind me. We will first go through some slides. There are many slides, but we will see how it goes. This presentation is based on the book of Natalie Goldberg. She is a professional writer and professional teacher of writing in America. She's doing so many workshops on writing. I read that book, made the notes, and the notes are very long. Not all notes are in this presentation, so I have a big file with so many different topics, but for this purpose I chose just something that could help us get the idea how to start with writing, and we will see what is that. So learning to write is not a linear process. It does not have any mathematical formula. There is no logical A to B to C way to become a good writer. This is the statement of that lady, Natalie Goldberg. She says writing is like cooking. Just to list the details, it's not enough. Just to put the ingredients, cut everything nicely, prepare the spices, put them on the upper surface of the kitchen, it's not enough. So you must add the heat and energy of your heart. You must give life to the details. Become one with them in love or hate, doesn't matter. Experience what you are writing about, feel it, care about it, accept it as it is and put it in words. I'm sure that all of you who are cooks, that you can relate the two, cooking and writing. So where to start? If we never took pen and paper to write something, so where to start? How to start? Where to start? Pen, paper, and beginner's mind. So choose a fast writing pen. because the thoughts are faster than the hand. Choose cheap notebook. We discussed this yesterday, because when we get a new expensive fancy notebook, we think that yes, in this one I have to write very good. I have to be really good, and then I'm very careful. For the first page I write nice letters, everything, but if I make mistake, then I can't erase it, then I take out that paper, but still the paper is visible that I cut it out, so it's not anymore nice. So just choose cheap notebook. She suggests those that children use for school. They're very cheap, and they're different, designed cartoons or whatever, nature or animals on the cover. So just these simple, cheap notebooks. It lets you feel that you can feel it quickly, so there is no fear of making a mistake. Even if you make a mistake, it's okay. It's very cheap, and we have a stack of 5 more in the drawer. Then every time you sit down to write, come to a beginner's mind. Every time we sit to write is a new journey. And even if we wrote a nice piece yesterday, so that doesn't mean that today we will write it again very good. So we have to come again to a beginner's mind. We can say, be humble whenever you start writing. Don't think yourself be a good writer. And don't have big expectations of yourself. So humbly starting from the beginning every time we sit to write. Write about something that you know. Say what you want. We can't write about something that we don't know about. I think, Brian, you mentioned to me today that, was it you in the kitchen? Yeah, about writing, explaining something that you don't know, it's just impossible. Yeah. Yeah. So we have to know something about the subject if we wanna write about it. If we wanna write about Krishna or Lord Nrsimhadev, we have to know about him. We have to read about him, hear about him, explore, research, visit the temple, and then we will be able to write something about. And we should say what we have to say. We should say what we want to say without fear, without feeling that, maybe it will not be accepted well or whatever. We should just write it whatever we have to say and want to say. So how to practice? What is the practice of writing? First of all, we have to see writing as a practice. So whenever we start writing, we have to see it as a practice. The more we do it, the better we will get at it. And the important thing is not to wait for inspiration and a deep desire to write, because it might not come so often. So even if we sometimes feel sleepy and tired and it's very early in the morning, we still have to take shower and we still have to take our beads and chant. So similarly, if we wait for inspiration to write, or if we wait for inspiration to take a shower and chant the holy name, then hopefully it will be every day. We will be every day inspired, but sometimes we are not inspired. But we are chanting every day the holy name. So the writing is like that. She says that don't wait for inspiration. Just sit and write and go through the experience. Don't have expectations. Feel free to write bad. In the beginning, we might not be an expert writer, so it's okay, it's fine. We are just practicing. Let's give ourselves a chance and do paper by paper, notebook by notebook, and at a certain point we will definitely become a good writer. Simply write, fill up the page, feel freedom Learn to trust your own voice and keep doing writing practice again and again. Now, when it comes to sitting in front of the paper and trying to practice it, she says that sit down and time yourself. This is just for practice, that the mind gets peaceful. Okay, now next 5 minutes I'm just writing, or 15 minutes I'm just writing. I'm not doing anything else. My phone is off. I'm alone in the room, and I just want to write for these 15 minutes, no matter what comes out of it. She suggests, Natalie Goldberg suggests, that keep your hand moving, just write. Don't cross out. Whatever you write, just leave it. Don't think about it too much. Don't get logical, or we are used to say, don't get mental about it. Just relax and write. Stick to the above rules that we already went through, and it will take you to the place where you are writing what your heart actually sees and feels. Have you ever had this experience? That in the beginning it's just maybe artificial and difficult, and then after some time it just takes us somewhere where we didn't expect it. You had some of that experience? Yes, Prabhu.
I had the experience when giving class. So in many ways it's similar, I guess. When you start speaking, and then it takes you to a place you didn't expect to go.
You didn't plan it to go there.
Like, since Prabhupada also wrote many of his books dictating, so it's
kind of inspiration from within. Yeah. What else is suggested is to have a list of topics. Because when we sit to write, the question is, oh my God, what should I write now? I really don't know. And then we spend maybe 10 minutes in thinking what to write. That's fine. But if we have a list of topics, maybe one notebook just for the list of topics, because sometimes during the day we might get the idea, oh wow, I want to say something about that, I want to write something about it, but at the moment I'm in the kitchen cutting the vegetables and I can't, so maybe I just write it down somewhere before it goes out of my mind, and then next time when I have time to write, I can revisit my note and my list of topics and then choose that one or the other one and just write. So we can have a list of topics and then just go through these topics, and whenever we want to write, have a look at it and find something. Note down the ideas of topics to write about. Making a list is good. It makes you start noticing writing material. So we start to think about what could I write next. The list helps you to activate your writing quickly and cut through resistance of the mind. Especially if we have more notes about the topic that we want to write about. Then we come to the first thoughts. In this book it is explained that the first thoughts are very powerful, and it is like just writing whatever is coming to the mind. Whatever is coming, just channel it through the hand and pen. And our minds are full of junk. Our minds, there are so many different things in our mind, good things, Krishna conscious things, not Krishna conscious things, and so on. So, but we should not be afraid of it. We can look look at ourselves and look our insecurities and fears, whatever, and just accept it as it is, and not allow the dark side of our mind to stop us writing. It's okay. Everybody has the two sides, and it's fine. We are aiming to become completely pure, but at the moment we are not, so we should accept ourselves. Accept our dark side, accept ourselves, accept our true self, and don't be ashamed of ourselves. Allow ourselves to accept ourselves as we are in writing. Why? What do you think? Why? Bashar?
Because you need to speak your own truth on whatever you have realization on, and if you speak something which is not you, and then most probably the reader is going, or the listener is going to feel this. There may be also not a reader. There may not be necessarily a reader. Even you will not feel satisfied after writing this. You will know, okay, now I just was completely on the mental platform. I wrote something that sounds rational, and I was actually afraid from writing something that others may not like, or something which is like you mentioned, like you explained here, that my dark side.
So it might be also artificial.
Yeah, it's
Like
just
that's just not
something
me.
unnatural.
I'm pretending that I'm someone whom I'm not.
I was wondering, because the first line is there, our minds are full of junk. So, because I also had this experience once when I was writing, when I was very young, I was writing something, and just out of like frustration, I just started writing, and like all this dark, all this junk was coming out, you know. And then it was kind of, I don't remember exactly what happened, but I'm not sure if it, once I had written it all down, if it stopped, or if now this became more prominent when I wrote all this junk.
You can't remember.
I can't remember exactly, but my question is, should we write all our first thoughts, whatever comes, even if it's dark, if it's strange, and what happens afterwards?
It is on the paper.
Yeah.
It's out of the mind. But if we suppress it and we don't want to write it, then it's not anymore. It's just not anymore the first thought. It's not coming. It's like blocked, and now we don't want it anymore. So let's turn it somewhere else and try to find something nice, something good. No, that good and nice might come later, after we throw out all the things. It's like chanting japa. Sometimes in the beginning, first 1, 2, 3 rounds, so many thoughts from yesterday evening, or things that we have to do, but afterwards just the mantra clears the mind, and these thoughts are not there anymore. Yeah. So I think it's okay. Why not just let it out? It's good. It's better on the paper than in someone else's face. Yeah. Then this we already discussed. This could be also our practice. Timing ourselves for 5 minutes, 10 minutes or more. Keep your hand moving, just write. Whatever you write, leave it, lose control. Contact your first thoughts and write from them. Be present with the first thoughts. You want to try for 5 minutes? Yeah? Okay. Some pens, I think someone else has. Big papers, small papers? Small. get this one? Or this small? Or that small? Yeah. But I feel more comfortable to write on a small paper. I don't know why. So we won't give any specific topic now. Let's just try to write. Yeah, this is for you. We will not ask you to read. You can write a prayer to Lord Nrsimhadev or whatever comes to your heart. It's okay for you, Nandimukhi, like this? Okay, so we are now 18:05, so we can try to write until 18:10. Just 5 minutes. Whatever you wish, whatever. Yeah, keep your hand moving, just write. Whatever you write, leave it, and be present with your thoughts. Just 11 minutes. Oh, excuse me, 6 minutes.
Reading what I have written.
And it seems to me that you could continue. If I wouldn't stop you, you would continue writing. So it feels good. Yeah? Somebody wants to share?
Yes.
Nandimuki?
I don't know where I put this. I don't know. The mind led to this. It says, mind is writing. The hand was moving. It would be very nice to write something full of fantasies, as people love to read dramatic readings full of true stories that touches people's heart. And the books are becoming very popular. Something like, I don't know, I got the Harry Potter in the mind. Instead of Harry Potter, we give the title Hari. Something. Huh? No, instead of Harry Potter, Hari. And the mind didn't bring more out there. To continue, I just put some dots. So Hari, and in the book should be full of wonderful pictures. And some fantasy also pictures should be added, because these pictures of the mind will create the fantasy are somewhere definitely in spiritual world. So this was my mind, and the hand was writing.
Maybe instruction from the Lord in your heart. Govinda, Deva, Prabhu.
It was very interesting because when I had my first instinct was to write in Spanish, and then I said no. Then I said okay, I guess I should write in Spanish. So I started writing about in Spanish, and it was very interesting.
Thank you. Someone else? No, Brian.
So I started because I remember with the topics. So I was thinking, okay, what topics I can talk about, and then this was very relevant for me today. And in the past I saw how to get out of your mind and be more heart-centered. So this was my meditation, and then so I felt immediately that I was much in the mind in that moment. So I went like that. So my rational mind would go first on the logic, like, what is your heart? What do you mean with the heart? What about the mind? How is it connected with the heart? And then it would try to find a behavioral pattern that might help in the form of sadhana to develop progressively the habit to be situated more in the heart. But something is telling me that there is no easy magic formula. Lots of praying and desire must be there for sure. Maybe checking the purity of my motivation behind wanting to be more in the heart. Certainly there won't be any light switch to turn on the heart mode. I feel that it has to do with authenticity, and then I was just kind of feeling that I was getting in some mood in which I was starting to switch off the mind, but then time finished. So it was nice.
Nice, thank you. It seems we wrote much in just 5 minutes. So what could we write in 15 minutes or half an hour? Yeah, thank you all for trying it. It was really. I started my text with the word "wow." I was very amazed that everybody's doing this, so I wrote about this. I just expressed my amazement and gratitude to the Lord, who inspired all of us to do it together. It was very, very nice experience. We have just few more slides. I think we can try to finish it in next 15 minutes. The next slide is about motivation. Sometimes we might feel very not motivated to write. So where to find motivation? First of all, in listening. Listen. Writing is 90% of listening. The deeper you listen, the better you will write. The deep listening awakens stories and images inside of you. Good writers read a lot, listen well and deeply, and write a lot. If you want to write well about Krishna, read and listen a lot about Krishna. Listen, read, write, be patient, and do not worry. So, we can conclude that those who write wonderful books, let's take, for example, Srila Prabhupada. So we can conclude that Srila Prabhupada listened a lot so that he could write what he wrote. And others also. So that could be a wonderful motivation for us to listen daily. This is very important for our purification and our chanting and our remembering, and then writing and preaching and teaching. So it all starts with Shravanam, with hearing. And we have enough material on the web, on the books, wherever. There are so many lectures about the Lord, so many books. So we can really find something that is for our taste, and we can listen it daily. So listening will definitely help us to get some motivation to write. Then talking. Talk is a warm-up for writing. It is therapeutic and the exercise ground for writing. It helps find new directions, inspirations, motivations, ideas, etc. So get together with a good friend or friends and just talk. So this is one of the ideas of this attempt to initiate the culture of writing in our communities, to get the devotees come together and discuss the topics, have papers and pens, discuss, talk, and then write together in the same room as we are doing now, or separately after the talk, whatever, and then share later, give some feedbacks, open up the topic more, churn it, and write more about it. So it is very Krishna Kshetra Swami, he made clearly a point that he would like devotees to come together and write. He would like this very much, at least once a week, because writing is a communal art. It is something that community can do together. We can't expect each and every member of this community to come and write, so might not really be for that. But if 2, 3, 4, 5 come together once a week and write together, that would be great. Maybe a book can be published. Yes.
I want to share something because by the end of the year.
Brian?
Because by the end of the year we did like a small Ishtagoshti, and with all our community members here in the ashrams and who came from outside, and we said, okay, let's reflect on the past year and the coming year in form of a poem, and everybody writes one line, and then the next one only reads the line, and by this we wrote a whole poem together. But you could always only read the line before, and by the end, like very, very nice poems came out. So it's really a nice community activity.
Yeah, wonderful.
And it can also be a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you. Writing, sharing, and friendship are important. So we can meet, we can share, we can talk about it. She also in the book gives a formula how to do it, like in details, everything explained how to do it, and with the box, with the topics, and then I don't have it now in my mind, but I can read and share with you, or share with you this file to read yourself. How to do it practically: sit in a circle, and there is a box or basket with topics, and so on. It could be very interesting to do it. Then we can also read everything to each other, give a feedback, give maybe some correction or whatever. We can feel free because we have a relationship of friendship. We are on an equal level, so we can try to help each other write better, and give and get mutual support in writing. Would that be something interesting to try in Simhachalam? Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, now that you're saying like this, because we did it already like this, because we did it as an exercise. We did it as an exercise. Haribol? We did it as an exercise in the Ishtagoshti. We just like a game, more like writing just one line. But I'm thinking now of maybe different forms, how we could like say make it a communal art. So I'm thinking to implement it maybe like every second, third Ishtagoshti, do some writing exercise with the devotees.
That can also be combined with art, like painting, drawing, or something, and it can be combined in a book together.
Yes.
Because maybe one devotee can paint, another devotees can write, and all together comes in a wonderful piece.
Yeah, because we collected already two times we did it, so I'm planning that we should publish it in a small booklet.
I was thinking we are having anyway almost every week a reading session, and usually the process that we read a verse and everyone says something about it. So it can be that everybody writes something about it.
Yeah.
The verse just gives more or less the topic.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah. Great. Have you ever heard about affirmations? Mm-hmm. Yeah? You have probably heard about Mahatma Prabhu's japa affirmations. Have you heard about this? No? Wonderful. Yeah, there is a book of Mahatma Prabhu japa affirmations. I think 22 or 20 affirmations that help us in our chanting. And I know among our God family, Guru Maharaj always recommends this book, Japa Affirmations, and he has faith that it really helps the devotees. And he composed writing affirmations. So writing affirmations, there are 10 writing affirmations of Krishna Kshetra Swami, but I just put here 4. Others I can share with all of you. I can share with all of you later. So the first one is, I allow myself to regularly write about my experiences in light of Krishna consciousness. Second, I see my writing, however faulty, as a sincere effort to serve Guru and Krishna. When I read Krishna conscious literature, I reflect on how might express the ideas in my own words. On how I might express the ideas in my own words. The fourth one is, my aim in writing is, first, to become purified in consciousness, and second, to communicate effectively with others. So we can prepare ourselves by chanting these affirmations, and it will help us then to become that what we are affirming. With this, I would end this 2-day mini presentation, and thank you all for allowing me to do it in your association. As I mentioned yesterday, it took me quite a long time to overcome my own inner obstacles and fears of failure and different things to give this presentation, and with all of yours blessings and with the blessings of Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Narasimhadev, I hope to give it again somewhere else. But I also hope that some of you who took it, for example, Marajivan, Nitai Prabhu, he asked me, he wants to give it in Polish language. So the idea is not that just one person gives this presentation. It can be shared with anyone who wants to take it with himself or herself to another community, and in his or her own words explain to the devotees. We can stay in contact always and discuss about it. And also another idea is to create a small community of writers. In the beginning it will be small, but later it will grow more and more. Maybe to create a WhatsApp group where we can share our experiences, or where we can schedule a meeting or whatever. But ideally to meet in the same room once a week, or once in 2 weeks, or once a month. Whatever we do, it's really a success. And then, how we explain, try to do something together. So I hope this will get life in Simhachalam. I heard that there is already one group, WhatsApp group, where devotees are writing some poems. I think Ramananda Gopal Prabhu is... You know something about this?
Prabhu was writing poems, and Gita Mataji was making pictures. Ramananda is actually writing a lot.
Yeah, a friend told me that they have a group, WhatsApp group, where they're sharing this poetry time to time. Do you know about it? No, you don't know.
And I think it was during Corona time that Gita started a group where we chanted the Singha Kavach's movie. And in this group, also the poems were shared.
Okay.
The group was quite peaceful the last weeks and months. I'm pretty sure it's still existing.
Okay. I might ask Ramananda Gopal what is the situation. Thank you all very much. We have half a minute to start Gaura Arati. Thank you again. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Shri Prahlad Lakshmi Narasimhadev Bhagavan ki jai. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Gaura Premanande.
Thank you very much. Prabhu ki jai.
Safe journey back to India.
Thank you. Thank you for tolerating me here for 2 months.
Always welcome back.
I maybe was not so much of some use here.
No, that's
You
good.
tolerating me, so
You're working on big projects in your right now.
I'm grateful. Thank you. Hare Krishna. You can keep the pen.